Hello, everyone. Welcome to Meticulous Talks on November 25th. I'm cursedchords.
And I'm Hithroc.
Good to see you, or talk to you, Hithroc.
Yeah, I think it's been 3 weeks.
3 weeks, yes, because you are back from a trip.
Yeah, what a good trip it was. I had a lot of fun.
I guess so. I'm sorry, frankly, that I couldn't be there. And based on the attendance, by the sound of things, it was a wonderful convention.
Yeah.
Do you find any good Trixie merch?
No, but I got myself a really cute pip.
Okay, I suppose that works.
But yes, there's always a disappointing lack of Trixies at every con.
Even at HithCon.
Not that one.
I was wondering if you were going to say especially at HithCon, but yeah. Okay.
I mean, there could always be more.
Right. Well, the main thing, I guess, for our purposes, is that there was a lot, frankly, of pony cards between two events, Harmony and Core, and both quite well attended events. What I understand. 12 in Harmony, 16 in Core. Those are very good numbers.
It's a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. The Midwest is well, it's the heartland nowadays, I guess, of PCG.
Yeah.
Means I probably should make time to go to Ciderfest myself next year.
There were hints at the end of this tournament that maybe Ciderfest will have Continentals next year too.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't know for sure. That was before the announcement that Ciderfest will be moving to the old hotel. And see, the problem with the old hotel is last time in 2019, when we had Continentals there, they put the CCG event space right next to the Renegade stage.
Mm-hmm.
And that was an experience. I think you commentated that.
I remember that stream quite vividly. Yes, it was something. Suboptimal, I think, is the word I would use.
Yeah. If you're going soft, sure. uh, so that is definitely a concern, right? And if that's what's gonna happen again, it's definitely not the place to host Continentals.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, we will see what happens. Hopefully we'll have more people next Continentals, one way or another.
We'll see. Yeah, I guess so. The one thing that I guess I can add on to that is if Continentals moves to Ciderfest, then Invitationals definitely changes its schedule as well. Because we're not going to have it cut in half by Continentals.
Yeah.
So
it would also be, I guess, a lot of work for many participants to prepare both for Invitationals and Continentals.
Yeah. So I think, and obviously this is all speculation, but if it were, I think I would want to move it to the January to April range and have Invitational start after VPE instead.
Yeah.
Which would make next year a very long season because Ciderfest gets to count twice. But anyway, just my thought on that piece of news. But yeah, two events, both well attended, both with more than 8 participants. As is our kind of tradition, we talk about the top 8 deck lists.
Yeah.
And we will start with Core, because those are the ones I have prepared.
And before we start, special thanks to Grandpa's for
Yes,
selecting all of the deck lists, because the results haven't been published yet, but we know the bracket from Chelong, and yeah, and GP went ahead and collected deck lists from everyone. Thank you so much.
yeah, wonderful effort. Much appreciated. So, and since I wasn't at the tournament and I just kind of was copying links, this is realistically these are my first looks at these deck lists. So, yeah, it'll be unburnished first impressions. Okay, number 8, 4-core is Prism Light. Please correct me if I got one of these links wrong. Yeah, I was kind of putting things together at the start.
No, this deck looks right. This is what I
Yeah.
played against.
Yeah, I mean, this looks, I would have been surprised. I would have been sus, if you will, if I saw like a yellow deck from Prism Light. Orange makes sense.
Yeah.
This is right.
Yeah, this is big orange, as they call it.
Yeah, Rogar. No, it's not a farm deck. This is just
big orange.
big orange
You have
aggro.
Rescue
Yeah.
Party, you have Torch, you have Garble, you have Limestone, which makes big stuff cheaper.
Hmm.
Captain Jack, and a bunch of utility.
Right between. Oh yeah, I mean that Ceiling Stalker is actually, well, obviously hitting all your events, which is, yeah, these Orange's events are pretty good in general for kind of slowing down the opponent. That goes in
Yeah.
as well. It actually is a lot to work with. And now, okay, I had mentioned before that Torch was like the only prize wheel card that I hadn't seen anyone play with. There we go. Now that's taken care of.
Yeah. I mean, Torch is pretty good when you can play it for 280 because of
Right.
Limestone.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Right.
this
It's
deck was
powerful.
it seemed pretty good when I played against it. Like my game was fairly close. I think
Hmm.
I won in the end, but it was fairly close.
So that rock turret.
Yeah, that's one thing I wanted to mention is that I don't think Rock Turret really fits into this deck because it doesn't do much.
Right, and is there no mill besides?
No. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh I mean it's okay by itself if the opponent does some sort of top deck shenanigans, right? They
Right.
put something at top of
It's
the
good
deck.
against chaos decks in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there was a whole lot of that around here.
But yeah, I think in this case, in this meta anyway, uh there's probably something else you can put in.
Already have monumental. Oh, it doesn't have to be another event. What could you do otherwise? And I assume without, I mean, you could just put more sticks in, actually. That would work.
You could, yeah.
As the easy answer. Or more desert roads, also. Well, maybe only one of those. But
I mean, snack stands would be really good in this deck.
oh, snack stands, yeah. Oh, gee, yeah. Wowee. Stack up even more cost reductions. That's a good
Yeah,
idea.
like all of your cards are friends are orange, so snack stand is always useful. Always reduces by 180. I think it would be a really good fit.
Hmm. Yeah, because like I can imagine the main issue, as it were, with this deck is you may have a slow start. The snack stand is going to help with that. It's another great thing to draw early to
I
get.
mean, depends on your definition of slow. Like, if your starting hand has Limestone Pie, then you go pretty quick because you sometimes you play her turn 1
Right.
if you're going second, and then everything is one cost. Like it's not. I don't think it's that
Like,
slow.
well, so
It's not an aggro deck, but like
this. I guess okay. You call this mid-range deck. It's probably fair. Like, yeah, I'm thinking. This is core. The pacemaker of the aggro field is Thorax,
yeah,
right?
it's not Thorax, no.
It's not Thorax fast, obviously, and you're not
But
going to get that fast with orange, but you just don't want to get completely overrun.
yeah, but Thorax is also ridiculously strong, so that's why Thorax won this event too.
Spoilers, jeez.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, I knew that, but
Yeah.
okay. Moving on is 7. I'm seeing Sokol's name.
Oh, well, we all know what deck Sokol is playing.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's room at the margins for changes, maybe. I don't know.
So actually, Sokol told me that he wanted to bring a completely different deck, but he did not have time. That's why he just brought good old Selena.
I see. I
So
am.
maybe we'll see something different from him in the future.
Who knows? Yeah. At this point, I'm not even sure what else he would play.
I think he mentioned what he wanted to play, but I forgot. But it would be interesting, yes. However, this list is just pretty much the same as the old one.
Well, yeah. Still just 45 cards.
Yeah.
Not even a sideboard to think of.
I'll tell you more. There's not a single printed play card in this deck.
That's true.
So it is core legal in France forever.
Or legal from several years ago.
Which gives me enough confidence to say that this is exactly the same list.
Probably.
I mean, still good enough.
Still good enough. Still winning. Still getting into
2-2.
top 8 of a. I mean, yeah, top half of the field.
It would be interesting to see this deck with printed play cards in it because there's a bunch of good ones.
Mm-hmm.
There's that dilemma that makes things cheaper. I think that would fit really well into this deck. Yeah.
Yep. I think like Fleetfoot is a fairly somewhat obvious inclusion in here.
Yeah.
Probably. Quasi farm deck, so throw in wanna bet.
Probably want some Interzealous here too.
Ooh, yeah. Actually, yeah, right. Don't have any resource removal, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if there's much else to say
No,
here.
no, it's
We've seen this before.
we've seen this many times before. Okay. At number 6, Mr. Arakat playing Cadence. This is the standard Cadence list, I think.
Yeah, this is the same as his Harmony deck. He just brought
Right.
a deck.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, I remember looking. This is the old. Well, old. Yeah. This is the standard base that I built my invitational list off of.
Yeah.
With single shuffle, the single Wrath of Gilda.
I don't remember if that happened in core. Let me quickly check. But I think that's my only loss in core. This deck.
Hmm.
And it was it was interesting. Ara just went full aggro and replaced my backball strategy like turn 2 or something, which meant I did not have my purple. It was really sad.
Hmm.
Didn't have enough purple rec to
Right.
do things.
Right.
And like I played Starlight a turn earlier, so I thought I was pretty safe. But then he belly flopped her, so it was without my Starlight and without my purple. I
Ah,
had to like place a Trine Spark into Mist Main to get Starlight back. It was an involved process to get back on my feet.
that sounds rough. Yeah.
Anyway, this deck can aggro.
As we've seen. Yeah. So I felt when I was playing this deck, maybe I just don't know enough about Discord, but that having it outside of the farm matchup without having the that I guess it's rules technicality now in your deck, I always felt like I didn't really know what to do with the card.
Uh, well, you could find liking lesson plans in TM control,
I guess, yeah,
but it does feel like a sideboard card, no?
right. Well, there's 3 copies of it in the deck. It's not a
Yeah, when
that's
you really need it, you really need it.
I guess.
But yeah, I haven't seen Discord being played once when I played against this deck. So
I apologize, Grandpa. This is a while since I looked at the chat. I think that comment about the Discord thing. Oops,
yeah,
okay. Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
Moving on. Next up is Kevin playing Thorax. This is traditional Thorax, I think. Any cards that stand out as unusual? And not seeing any.
yeah. No, this is the list.
Still frighteningly effective. Wait a second. There's only 49 cards in here. Something's different.
I mean, that is the deck list that was sent.
Ah, it's the geese that's missing. Single geese that's not in here. A little strange. Maybe he just didn't have a copy. Wait,
Yeah,
that's a print and play card, isn't it?
yeah, but you could like it's possible to not have a copy on hand.
I guess, yeah.
I
Because
had to
otherwise,
borrow Spidey Surprise from someone to play.
fair enough. Yeah. Because otherwise, yeah, it's a card you're sideboarding anyway, so
Yeah,
may as well have it in your deck. But yeah, probably. Well, I don't guess I haven't seen the bottom half of the field. I can't say if it was a card that was particularly useful for the would have been particularly useful for the tournament or not.
I mean, Sokol was running Troublemakers.
Sokol's running
Although
Troublemakers.
you wouldn't want to cover Tempest back.
Yeah.
Adoption Options is a stupid card now. It is silly.
It's very silly. Yeah.
You pay 280, you find Bunyip, Antoine, and the Fluttershy.
Yes. 3 cards that are all like. Okay, I was gonna say they're so. Bunyip is crucial to the game plan, but it's not like it's not on the same level as Antoine and Fluttershy. Antoine and Fluttershy are both cards that like take your deck to a whole nother level if you've got them in
Yes.
play.
Yes. Elevate.
Yes.
Yes, and Adoption Options makes finding both of them way more consistent. Because now you effectively have 5 copies of each of those cards.
Mm-hmm. Well, you have 5 copies of each of them, and one of them is actually both of the cards at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good stuff. And, yeah, it being at 4 rec, requirements don't really mean anything to Thorax, so. Yeah. This is still, I guess, as we've seen in the Invitational a bit, this build of the deck is a bit vulnerable. Well, in a world without lacking lesson plans. Okay, sorry. Forget that I was saying anything. Yes. In a world without lacking lesson plans, this deck is a bit vulnerable to control, but.
But even then, it has focused attention, and yellow has other tools to deal with that as well.
Yeah.
I think it could be very well adapted to that. But yeah, it's Thorax. We'll see more Thorax in the future. Spoiler alert. In this tournament.
Yep. Alrighty. Move on to Mr. Big Cheese. Playing his custom version of Cadence. The not aggro version. Combo version.
Yeah, that's his Invitationals deck.
Exactly so? I think exactly so. Yeah. Do you have more lunch breaks in his invitational list, or is it still just 2?
I don't know. It might be just 2.
These days, I expect everyone to have. Wait, no, sorry. I'm looking at the wrong list. Oh, that's my Cadence aggro. That's a very different list. Okay, here we go. But yeah, to complete my thought, these days I almost just expect every deck that's got lunch breaks to be running 3 of them. But no, 2 is the correct number. But yeah, we've seen what this deck can do. Bill partying can go surprise. Well, Gabby was the key to it back in the day. Anyway, right? At least at one point in its iteration of Living to Laugh.
Well, no, before Gabby, people used feather bangs.
Right, that's right.
The orange pink.
That's
Orange
right.
pink works pretty well because it had feather bangs that would give you earth ponies for free, basically. You had to discard your hand and draw a new one. And then you had the Applejack and Pinky who would challenge the opponent and then draw a card for each one of your earth ponies.
Mhm.
That was a fun deck.
Like many combo decks, fun while it lasted. Oh, but yes, yeah, there was a Gabby version after Featherbangs got banned. Yeah, I remember
Yes.
that. Okay.
So
Go on.
this deck has a case of dice to removal, right?
To some extent, yes.
Like if your steel partying is removed, what do you do? Do you keep them? You don't play them until you like play lunch breaks and your opponent is out of IT? Or I don't know what this deck's game plan is against pink, is what I'm saying.
Hmm. Do you think, given that you're shoving your cards into the discard pile anyway, do you think that you could put some golden parachutes in here, just for protection purposes? If you're that scared
Yeah,
of removal.
yeah, yeah. I guess that would work. I don't know what you would remove, but
Yeah, that's a very fair question. I mean, yeah, you would have to be in that situation where you're that afraid of.
yeah,
Yeah, and Grandpa's points out that yeah, in the later game scenario, like this is still a passable aggro deck once you get into that later scenario.
yeah, sure. But yeah, we've seen this deck before too, twice actually. Uh, Invitationals, and I think she's played this at HIFCon as well.
That's right. Yes, the invitational pep tournament that was, well, Invitational was already going, but it was still kind of the prep tournament for
Yeah.
Invitational.
Maybe this deck has never left the deck box.
Yeah, that's a reasonable. I'll let you in on a secret. My Hithcon decks are still in their deck boxes. Okay. Mr. Grandpaws in third place. With Rogar. I just have to look again. Farm? Right. Farm. I have to be very careful, Grandpaws, before I label any of your decks, because I know I've gotten it wrong before. But I don't think there's any question this is not a farm deck. Rogar Farm, we've seen a bunch of times before. Any cards that strike me as really weird?
No, I think this is fairly standard. Yeah, GP says this is the stock list.
This is a stock list. Okay. Did anyone innovate at this tournament?
Just you wait until you get to my list.
Ah, I see. Okay. Maybe. Yeah, we'll find out, I guess.
I'm being ironic.
In harmony. Okay, all right. Saving the best for last for the second half of the stream. That makes sense, actually. We'll see. Oh, and Seal too. All right. Well, sure, that makes sense too. Well, yeah. Geez Louise, it's been what? Was it since Everfree last time I saw someone play Orange Farm?
Well, you only had the opportunity to see another farm with Hithcon, so I guess.
Yeah.
And invitationals, I suppose.
Right. Oh yeah, it's.
It hasn't been that many events.
Yeah, it's been 2 events. That's right. Yes, it's been like 4 months, but it's been 2 events. Oh, fair enough. But yeah, flip cards. That's kind of just the name of the game. Flip cards, score points, win game.
Farm go brrr.
Kinda, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Garble is great, yes.
Big Hoof is wonderful. Also very true. I see, like, those times when you can, when you're able to get more than one flip, you actually play the card, or maybe I guess put it into play off of Pony of Shadows. Even better. Yeah. Garble is great. Big Hoof is wonderful.
You just need to finish it.
I don't know. A lot of syllables in that second line.
But like, it's roses are red, violets are blue, Garble is great. Big Hoof is
2.
something. Big Hoof is 2.
Not exactly going to be winning any prizes with that one.
I don't know. This took the third place, so.
May double R discard 8 cards in a single turn. That's impressive. Oh, right, because it's just whenever you flip a card. Yeesh.
Yes, Garble is really strong. Pushed, I would even say.
Just slightly. Much flipping. Yes.
Okay.
And then you would, well, yeah, you still only get the 1 point, but yeah, well. Although I suppose maybe he had multiple Garbles in play. But yeah, it is one of those cards that can signal the end of the game coming up very quickly when it enters play, if it sticks around for any amount of time. But yeah, you wanted to talk about your deck.
Yeah, there's so much to talk about. because it is just a Royal Tutor deck without the Starlights.
Without right, the one that's not legal anymore, of
Yeah.
course.
So, Royal Tutor's still good. It's sad without Starlights, but it's still good, and you still run lunch breaks. I'm not bitter. You're bitter. You should have seen GP's reaction when I sent him the deck list I wanted to play. That was like, and that
Oh,
happened like the day before.
right,
Yeah.
because he had to build it for you, of course.
Yes. Yeah, I did tell him like, hey, you don't have to build if you can't, because I knew I was asking late. I was asking very late, like on Wednesday. That's when I asked on Wednesday morning, and let me quote from our DMs. Are you gonna make me bring caps lock that? And the deck that I asked him to build was my Invitationals combo deck. The Student 6 one. The deck is so fun. I still stand by the fact that deck is fun.
It had success for you.
But yes, anyway. So eventually we agreed that royalties will be feasible for GP to build because he had most of it pre-built.
I
And
would have expected that. Yeah.
yeah, and this is the list. I think it's pretty standard.
Well, what's
Starlights were replaced with Hat Trick and something else. I don't remember. Oh, there's also Fires.
fire? Okay, that could be it. Yes.
So the reason Fires are here is because see, this deck runs free lunch breaks, and the only way to play them without Fires is through Sweetie Belle,
Hmm.
which is like, and there's single copy of Sweetie Belle, which is very fragile. If you play Sweetie Belle and you rush makeover her, then that's it. And somebody removes it, then that's it. You have to either get her back with Miss Main, or if she was banished, there's no way to get her back. Anyway, it sounds like a bad time. So I figured I'd put some fires in it. So because having even one fire is enough that you can rush make over your main into blue and play lunch break without Swedish shenanigans.
Right. Okay.
So I think it's a fair change. I think I removed something for it because there was 2 Starlights in this deck, I think.
Hmm. That
And
sounds right.
Hat Trick and Fire Friendship, that's 3 cards.
Right.
I think I removed something else for it.
A
Oh yeah, I also added the third lunch break. This deck used to run 2 of them.
right, because there's no such thing as not enough lunch breaks.
Yeah, I mean, some
Did you
people would
cut
say
down on
3.
just because it's you? I'm going to say you removed a citrine spark. Uh,
No, I think this deck runs only 2,
it
and
was
like
only two.
you can just tutor her, so it's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
I think 1 would be pushing it.
Hi,
I don't remember what I removed. Something.
I'm going to wave hi to Bite Wave as well. Always good to have a new. You're welcome.
He's spying on the announcements in the CCG Discord. But yeah, I mean, it's Royal Tutor, and it did pretty well.
Yeah, and this is one of the mysteries that came out of the Starlight Glimmer ban. Is to what extent would this deck settle down? And I mean, it didn't win the tournament, so
Yeah.
that's good, I guess. Like, legitimately, the version that I've been seeing play in the invitational, the adventure list, is a crazy combo. I suppose Starlight's banned an invitational as well, so that will help that as well.
There was a reason. So that was an option for me to bring the blue white version, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I went against it, and I don't remember why. I believe that this deck in core anyway is better, definitely better than the doing the Daybreaker stuff with Granny Smith.
Mhm.
I think this is more consistent because you have mist mains. The whole reason the other deck in Invitationals exists is because you need a way to score points.
Yeah.
Without mist main. But here you just have mist main, so you just do that. Like I don't see.
Yeah. No, it's fine. And like all of the most ridiculous parts of that deck are all based on events from the past block that aren't in
Yes,
core anyway. So that's totally understandable.
but like even in Harmony, I run a similar deck, but which I could have also pivoted to blue white. But I don't think that's correct anyway.
Yeah.
We'll get to Harmony.
Very soon, actually.
Yeah,
Very quickly, we will stop over at Ivory,
which is
who played
Thorax.
the standard Thorax list again. Anything that is a major departure from the norm.
There's the single copy of Guardgate that's not on Kevin's list.
Well, yes. And the problem deck is as you would expect. And so we will give no more attention to the uncreative saw that he is.
Yeah.
Okay, and now very quickly I have to put the Harmony deck lists into OBS here.
While you do that,
Well, actually, so you're coming in first. So I will put up your deck here. You can talk about that while I deal with the other thing.
oh, do you think I remember what my deck was? My deck was just a little changed from. So this is the core deck with some cards added and some cards removed. Uh, one of the things that's really nice in. So remember the thing about Fire Friendships that I talked about? That, oh, if somebody removes Sweetie, there's no way to play Lunch Break anymore.
Mhm.
It's kind of fragile. So in Harmony, we have this cool card called the Magic of Adventure, which is a blue-purple fixer. And it's really nice because you play it on your main, and your main has 5 blue power all of a sudden, which lets you play Lunch Break by itself. It's really cool. If you're desperate, you also can use it to enter purple. If somebody replaced your Bug strategy and you only have 1 purple and no way to flip your main, that's a good option too.
Speaking from experience there?
Well, that was one of the things I was considering during one of my games. Yes, one of the
Okay.
things I was considering to do, but uh, I figured that I'd rather save the Magic of Adventure in that particular case. So yeah, my only wish is that the Magic of Adventure did not say until the end of phase, because I want to confront the alternative solution, but I cannot use Magic of Adventure to do it. It's very sad.
Right. Yeah, makes sense.
But yeah, Destiny Drain is against Pile. Fashion Overload is also against Pile. So there's 1 copy of Fashion Overload in here, specifically to get Pile into the discard pile. That's the only reason that card is there. That's the only resource removal in purple white that dismisses a resource instead of banishing it.
Oh, right. Because you would
Yeah.
actually much prefer to dismiss it for a moment before you banish it.
Yes. Gyro is an obvious good inclusion here to the rainy event. Unfortunately, Gyro is a nerf pony. I wish Gyro was a unicorn, but oh well. Cannot tutor for Gyro to tutor for an event.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but otherwise it's just a Royal Tutor deck with some Harmony cards added. There's not much going
No
on here.
change at all to the problem deck,
No.
right? Yeah.
I don't know if there's many problems that I would change here. Like maybe it could replace an Antique Store, but I think the rest of the problem deck is pretty good by itself. Recipe research is really good because you can copy lunch breaks.
Mhm.
and take 5 extra turns in a row. That happened to me both in core and harmony, and both times against poor Anamoy. Had to sit through my 5 extra turns.
Thought
Well,
that was
4.
yeah. We thought that was gone with Starlight, but no.
No, it's not, because what you do is you have Luster Dawn and you confront Antique Store. Not Antique Store, Recipe Research. You get 2 counters, and then lunch break, copy it, and then you get
Man,
2 counters again, and so on until you run out of lunch breaks.
man, that's ugh. And also,
It,
gee, like so, obviously takes time, but in principle, you could copy any number of times with recipe research if you had like 6 counters
no,
on it, or no?
no, you can only use 2 counters at once. So you can only copy a
Right,
lunch
it's
break
still only one
once.
trigger. Yeah.
Yeah, you can only copy a lunch break once.
That's a good point. Okay,
So you cannot get more than 6 lunch breaks out of this, but that's still a good amount.
that's never
Uh
been too few.
yeah. And yeah, one of the things I was considering is going into blue white thing. But again, I think just the straight purple list is better. Because you have Mist Main. There's no reason to substitute her. Like I don't see a reason to do the combo out here.
Mhm.
I think the purple list is better. But time will tell. I do like the invitational list too.
Well, I think you're right. Broadly speaking, like the invitational list is a wonderful uh, innovation in a world without Mistmane. But Mistmane has been the, the the foundation of all combos ever since she came out. So
Yeah.
that's just the world we live in.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So number 7. Yeah, Sokol was
It's just
7th in both tournaments. Uh, is this? Oh yeah, you said this is just the same deck again, right?
yeah, this is just the same deck again. Yeah.
Yeah. And Grandpa's is right. Living to Laugh didn't use it. Fair enough. Fair enough. Right. In order to not use Mistmane, there has to be a card that literally says win the game on it. And still partying is, yeah, fair enough.
Back in my day, we had to use photo finish to score points.
But yeah, as you said, this is literally the same deck as Core. We didn't have much to say about it in Core. It was
Yeah,
about as effective in Harmony as it was in Core.
it's very consistent,
Very consistent, yes.
very precise, you could say.
Let's move right along.
So I heard that Kevin had a lot of innovation here.
Okay. Well,
But
I just opened this up and saw that it was not Thorax, so that's something.
that's a start. But I did not get a chance to play against it.
Okay. This is I see many freezies. That's usually a sign of some kind of combo shenanigans.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember now.
Oh,
No, you go ahead.
well, okay. Okay. Oh, okay, right. This is Magic of Friendship grows combo.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're trying oh wait, but you can't copy it with Twilight Sparkle. Yeah,
But
yeah.
you score a point for each breezy you have.
Right. Right. It is 6 points
Yeah.
per casting.
Yeah, if you have all 6.
Yeah.
You don't have to have all 6.
You're drawing lots of cards. Yeah.
And I believe Factory Organizer and Headmare here just good substitutes for breezes too.
Right. Oh
Just
no,
good
yeah.
concept.
You're using Headmer to copy. Let's get this party started. Actually, probably
Probably, yeah.
that would be a good way to do.
And you have friendship summons.
Yeah. Or yeah, copy friendship summons. That also works.
It's a fun little deck.
It's a fun little deck, and I mean, yeah, he apparently did okay-ish with it. I said 6th place. That's pretty good.
Yeah, 2/2.
Pretty good for a deck that, like, yeah, I think we can say pretty clearly, this is not winning any other way than pulling off its combo.
So what I like about this combo is that it's not really removable. It's hard to disrupt it. Because it's just like if you remove one breezy, okay,
Mhm.
I will score one less point. That's fine. Or I'll play another breezy. That's okay. Like, there's no single piece here that you can prevent, right? The whole combo with.
Right.
It's very robust, I would say.
I mean, yeah. What is, like, the only real attackable part is the event in hand?
Yeah, that's the only thing.
Yeah.
However, if you play this event once, it could be destiny drained.
Right.
So you have to play all of them at the same time,
Right.
which means you need to have 18 AT. Oof,
It's a lot.
it's a lot of AT.
I mean, you don't have to get all of your points. If you score 3 the vote points, then you only need to play friendship twice.
Sure, yeah.
Provided you
Yeah.
have all 6 of them out.
Is
And
this
it's
the
not outside of possibility that you might confront your starting problem like once or twice.
Mm, I it's 5. How do you get 5 here? Like
I
if
mean,
you
you
get
flip your main over, and then
but like your opponent will try to not flip your main over.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what this card needs? This deck needs
Mm.
that. I've already forgotten it, but that new prize wheel card, the flip stuff over showdown.
Ah, yes, yes.
Yeah, because then you just play against Soleno, and who cares? You just win by flipping your main over a bunch of times.
Yeah, and you have good chances to lose the face-off with all of the zeros you have.
Absolutely.
So it's perfect. This is the deck. This is it. We found it. This is the deck that does that.
Alrighty. Moving along. Brandon Pagano at number 5. Nope. Yellow. Let me remind myself what this main does. Right. The AT lost main. Okay. Is yellow. No, wait. Wait a minute. Okay. I'm seeing lots of cards that are pulling my brain in various directions here. Like, I see bedtime. It's like, oh, it's a bedtime deck. But then I see, like, Magic Overload, which is usually a card that is itself.
What about Portal to Tartarus?
Huh. Three copies of. Okay, wait a second.
Is this the innovation you wanted? Are you entertained?
Entertained, yes.
This is
I
not a
I
Thorax deck.
dare say so. This is not a Thorax deck, that's for sure. The kind of deck that I feel like almost suspecting, like, I would have maybe guessed that Pages had built this actually, just because it's so. I feel like there's something here below the surface that's really hard to spot. I need to actually look at these cards quickly. Uh, uh. Okay. Grandpa's bailing me out. It's just a bunch of different decks kind of welded together. Ultimately, it's a bedtime deck. Okay. Because yeah, there's like elements of an AT destruction deck in here. There are elements of kind of yellow-purple aggro, but not really. You need Pegasus Royal Guard for that. And then yeah, there are elements of bedtime. Herd doing in here though. Copying
Jonas?
which one?
The only one that you could copy with bedtime.
Oh, right. I guess that kind of makes sense. Yeah. Oof.
Day Shift is a good card. Day Shift is a good card to copy.
Well, yes, it is. Yes.
Everything else is kind of less copyable, though.
Mm-hmm.
Would probably not copy Philomena. I mean, like Philomena doesn't stack, so
Mm-hmm.
there's not much reason to copy her. Nurse Redheart is a card you could copy, but and Luster Dawn is. I mean, if you really want to go aggro, you could copy her, I guess, but that doesn't really do much. Just gives you more power. I also like the singular pink card in this deck.
The blindfold.
Yes. I guess it's a tech against Royal Tutor?
Well, I mean, this being a Harmony tournament, it's never outside the question someone brings Reanimator. So
True.
there's that too. And actually Farm, for what it's worth. Orange Farm doesn't like blindfold either. But
Does it not?
yeah, because you can't banish your big hoofs from the discard pile.
Oh, yes, that's true.
It's a small thing, but
Also, Blitz Quiz.
mm-hmm.
What is the flip side of Ambassador of Kindness?
Well, I looked that up before.
Oh, that's cheating.
First thing I did when I opened this deck up. It's coming to, and oh, wait a second. It's something that makes the opponent lose an AT.
Yes, that's what I remember too. I don't remember what though.
When
At the start of a problem face-off, there we go.
Okay.
Involving this card.
Okay.
Also, side note, not really related to the deck as a whole, but the phrasing on the big mix-up is so good. Like the effect is so simple, but the way it's worded is so.
Choose up to 2 opposing friends. The controllers may return any number of them to their owner's hand. Owner's hands. Be careful with that.
And then you score a point for each chosen friend in play.
Yeah.
So the idea is you choose 2 things and may leave any number of them in play, but you will score a point for each one.
Yeah.
But because it has to consider that there could be multiple opponents and there could control things that are not theirs and so on, it has to be this giant block of text.
Yeah, that's legitimate. That's a legitimate point.
That is a card of all time.
Well, like, just you wait until we have an official multiplayer, though.
Yeah,
Then
official multiplayer, man.
It'll all make sense.
We have waited 10 years. Give us multiplayer.
Oh, you think? I mean, I know we said we'd save the speculation from their stream, but you think that's what the big 10th anniversary thing is going to be? Official multiplayer format?
Yeah, no future streams and current streams.
Yeah. All right.
Oh. Why do you have to break our dreams like that?
Okay. But yeah, as you said, and I guess as I just spoiled, probably soonish we're gonna have a big speculation stream for that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Next deck.
next deck. Golden Note. Now, right, I'd asked you about this. So this list that I have here, this is the same as Grandpa's deck from this tournament.
From what I understand, yes. And from what I've been told, it should, even if it's not the same list, it should be like the only thing that will be different is card counts,
Sure,
which is unlikely.
which makes sense. Yeah. So this is one of the decks that I was really looking forward to seeing, actually, because Grandpa's had made the comment himself in one of the invitational games. Like, obviously, Mistmane goes in this deck, but what do you cut, right? And so, like, as soon as I opened this up, I compared the invitational list and like what got cut, and it looked at first like nothing got cut, and the truth is that technically nothing did get cut. We just cut counts of everything. Well, not everything, some cards. Like, yeah, there is no single card that's in here, or rather, that's in the invitational deck that's not in this one. It's just counts of things. Which is honestly good, right? That makes the deck better for the main, having more unique cards in there.
Yeah, but it does make it less consistent. That's what you always give up when you reduce card counts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, as had been stated, Mistmane is such an obvious inclusion. It does literally everything the deck wants it to do. More mill, more consistent point scoring,
Recycling.
recycling. Yes. And yeah, Grandpa points out it's you're giving up that consistency to pay in two cards that are way more consistent than what you had.
Yeah. Yeah. Gyro is good. Mistmane is. I would say Mistmane is a fair and balanced card. One of the more balanced cards out there.
Trying to construct an argument in my head that would allow me to support you on that. It is insofar as, except for the ones mentioned, you get some insight into whatever combo your opponent's playing. You know, okay, there's going to be Mistmane coming at the end of this. In that sense, fair and balanced.
Yeah. So here's the tangent of the day.
We haven't had
Would
it
you
yet.
would you still play Mistmane if she gave the point to whoever gets the card from their discard pile? Which would mean your opponent would always get something.
Your opponent
Because
would,
they would score a point.
well, if they had cards in their discard pile.
Yes. Would you still play Mistmane?
So, in adventure and such, obviously, you just have to misfire your opponent first.
Well, you can do that with Spirit, Siphon, and Core as well.
Yeah.
That's what this deck does.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yes. So, that's interesting, right? Because that means that if I was playing a control deck, I actually couldn't use Mistmane for recursion most of the time, because I'd probably be like my opponent would just win because we're in the we're in the situation usually where they're at like 10 and I'm at 2 and I'm trying to get back into things.
I mean, same with the combo deck, unless you misfire again.
Right. So that is a legitimate point.
It would certainly make the card much, much worse and much, much harder to play.
Right.
But would it still be a good card?
It would still be useful. Like, so that I'm gonna say that version makes it a lot worse for control. It arguably it is as good as before with combo, probably.
Well, no, if you use purely Mistmain to score
But
points,
yeah.
your opponent will win before you do.
You have to put one more step in there, but you can still do it. Like as you mentioned, it just makes the combo a little bit harder because you have to empty out your opponent's discard pile first.
Yeah.
Right? Makes it a little bit harder to pull off, but not as big of a deal.
Sure.
Like, yeah, I think that that change arguably makes it more of a combo card.
Interesting.
And I think it would still be playable. But yeah, quite a bit worse.
Yeah. So Prismite says, I can't imagine how painful Mistmain getting Destiny drained would be. As GP mentioned in this deck, not so much. It's a support card. But even if in the decks that rely on Mistmain, it's kind of hard to Destiny drain Mistmain.
Yeah. She doesn't spend a priority window in the discard pile.
Yeah, unless your opponent specifically gets something else other than her, she will never. There's not even gonna be a priority window while she is in discard pile, because you just get her back immediately. And even if there is a priority window, if your opponent sees you play purple, they really should pay 2 and get her back into the hand before you have an opportunity to. Like, it's really hard to Destiny drain that card.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I suppose if you are playing a mill deck,
then it's easier, yeah.
Then it's easier, yeah.
This deck, however, does not run
Destiny Drain.
Destiny Drain. In fact, it does not run any Harmony cards but Gyro.
I guess you're talking about, like, obviously there are adventure cards in the problem deck, but
yes, nothing Harmony specific.
Nothing Harmony specific, no.
Yeah, but it doesn't need to.
Okay.
Okay. Cheese.
Wait, cheese?
Yeah, the first place in the Harmony tournament.
No, it's Ivory still.
Oh.
That was Golden Note that we were there.
Oh, it was Golden Note.
Yeah.
Oops. I was yeah. I thought we were on GP. Oops.
No worries. It actually is it? Because Ivory is playing. This is just Pile, right?
This is just Pile, yes.
Yeah, so it actually doesn't matter because Cheese is playing Pile too.
Yeah. So our top 1 and 2 is Pile and Mill, and top 3 and 4 is Pile and Mill.
Yeah, it's actually just going to be a repeat of this anyway. I opened up the wrong.
So this is Cheese's deck.
Is this just the same Pile I saw last time there was Harmony? I don't remember when that was.
Everfree,
yeah.
Probably,
yeah. This is the deck that never changes after all.
Well, it did change. Everfree version is fairly different from the previous iterations of Pile, right?
Yeah.
Because before Pile relied on every pony shuffling, but this version does not really need that card that much. Because I believe it uses Breaking the Barrier plus Surprise Party to do things.
That's the better way of doing it.
Yeah. Guess the worst card in here. Yeah, this is what GP is alluding to. Every pony shuffling is the worst card in here. Which is ironic.
It is. but it is a reminder of what that card was originally meant to be, which is just a joke card. I think, or at least how it was widely interpreted by basically everybody until Pile became a thing, and then suddenly it became the best card in the game, and then now it's back to being just a novelty.
Yeah. But yeah, you have your surprise parties, you have your headmares to copy them. Spitfire draws you cards. Angel Wings is nice, makes things cheaper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess tangent of my own here. This kind of comes back to the fallacy of like a couple streams ago when I was talking about Cheese's cadence list. Be like, oh, this is an aggro deck because it's got the Angel Wings and the Spitfire. It's like, by that logic, this is an aggro deck. And pretty clearly not the case.
Blue pink deck, it's clearly Hot Wings.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And yeah, as mentioned, our number 2 and our number 1 are literally just going to be the 2 decks we just talked about in the same order. Oh, wait, okay, sorry. I think Grandpa's is saying something interesting about figures. I think you'll need to elaborate, though. Everything that comes before first comma. Right. Talking about pile. Oh no, headmare. We're talking about headmare.
Yes.
Play an event with cost 2 or less. Oh! Oh! That's interesting.
Yeah.
So, wait, let me think about this.
No, that means that if you play Surprise Party,
when you
that's
have
an event that costs 2 or less, so Twilight triggers.
Right.
Then you process Surprise Party, and then you get a bunch of pile triggers too.
Yes.
And you could do pile triggers before you do headmare triggers, and so on.
Right. That is a fine point, but correct.
This is also this comes up a lot with so at HIFCon, NG was playing Flight Instructor, right? Blue yellow deck.
Yep. This is we're going to talk about blue triggers and moving stuff, right?
Yes, because there's like 2 cards. One is Rainbow Dash, which says when you move a character to any problem for the first time each turn, you may move another one of your character with 1 less power, and so on. And another card had the same kind of similar thing, but there's a condition, right? Where when you move a character with 1 less power, blah 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 blah. That's also relevant. Like, it's very important to see the difference between what is the trigger condition and what is the trigger effect. And the effect could have conditions on its own, like Twilight here does.
You know, that's really useful. Because, like, I know for me, however many times Flight Instructor has been explained to me, I've never been able to internalize the way it works. Like, I always, someone moves a blue card, and I'm like, okay, wait a second, how does that work again? And knowing the comma thing, I think that's going to fix it for me, probably. That's a
It
good.
would be nice if we had like a visual difference between what the trigger condition is and what the trigger effect is, right?
Well, we do. It's called a comma.
Yeah, but it's like it's not intuitive.
I know, right. You would expect it to be like a
Different color. I know.
different colors, or
Maybe not color, or maybe some sort of decoration around the text, like we have with main phase. It's really clear what is a timing phrase and what is not. But yeah, it's too late to do that now. But just something to think about.
Yeah, colon or maybe like an arrow or
Yes.
something that visually blocks those off from each other.
Yeah. Comma is not easier, clearly, because so many people are confused about how any of this works.
Well, so yes, but it is true that
if Twilight had an arrow instead of comma, it would be clear to most of the people.
Okay.
Oh, okay, easier for us, sure.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to clear up a lot for me, knowing that particular distinction. It is kind of, in many cases, well, in some sense, it's a little bit unfortunate that you have pieces of the text that matter at different points. But I mean, whatever. That's how triggers work. So.
Well, I mean, yeah. And it is a meaningful distinction.
Yeah.
Having condition on an effect compared to having condition on the trigger itself are different things.
Yeah. Well, yeah. As pointed out, it just means that condition is checked at a different point in the game stream. All right. Do you want to give any respect to Grandpa's and Big Cheese? Or are we just going to not even show their decks on screen?
No, their decks do not exist. Clearly, they have stolen their decks from Golden Note and Ivory.
I will quickly do. Here is Grandpa's deck. Here is Big Cheese's deck. And now we'll end the stream.
Yeah, good events. I had a lot of fun. Both in Harmony and Core. It was really good.
Yeah, great to see. And the rest of the con was fun too, I hope.
Yeah. I haven't been doing too much con stuff. Mostly hanging out, But yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's the right way to do cons, in my opinion, as someone who hasn't done any other way.
Damn Silver Quill. Oh, yeah. That was a story, but I think it's best if GP tells it and not me.
Oh, okay. That's fine. Well, yeah, then we can wait for the sim stream, I guess.
Yeah. But it was sure something.
All right. So, with that, I think that's going to mark the end of our stream today. First stream today, I guess. Tonight, on this same channel, starting at 8 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Pacific, is going to be our lower bracket final of the Invitational. A rematch, Tom and Bugle. The first time they played, it was admittedly perhaps not much of a contest. But that means that Tom has had an opportunity to make some adjustments and come back and try again. So there will be that. Bugle, I know, is going to be joining me for commentary, so there will be that as well. Otherwise, 2 weeks from now will be December 9th. It'll be right before the official date of the 10th anniversary. If you were right on the calendar, right, Hithroc? December 13th is the proper 10th anniversary.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. So we'll have some things to talk about on that date. Probably as mentioned. It'll be our chance to speculate on what Grandpa's big announcement is gonna be. 10th anniversary of the game.
Yeah.
We already know it's not multiplayer format, which is that's unfortunate, but oh well. We'll have more stuff to think about that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, have you anything else to say before we end off, Hithroc?
No.
Okay.
Trixie's the best.
Oh,
He's taking over the game. Surprise.
give it to us.
It'll be a surprise to us too.
Jeez, right?
I mean,
so
I
much
welcome
for
that.
the Trixies getting banned. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
ready for the next set that's just all Trixie.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you everybody in the chat for coming out and joining. Oh, gee, we had quite a crowd today. Yeah. And chatting with us and watching. We appreciate your support and your patronage. Otherwise, yeah. That's the end of our stream today. I have been cursedchords.
I've been Hithroc.
And we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Bye.